My name is Aisha Ibrahim. This is Election Brief. Within the next 30 minutes, we have the latest update from the political scene. We're live on DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 125, and all our social media handles at Joy News on TV. My personal handle is @Denana Aisha. Election Headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, together as the Association of Certified Professional Accountants, and German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental, Wellness and Beauty. Election Headquarters is for an informed electorate. Please do stay for details. The Electoral Commission is giving notice to individuals and political party agents against any form of disturbances in the ongoing limited voted registration exercise across the country. The police Wednesday arrested 3 individuals for alleged disruption of the registration process at Tepa in the Ashanti region. The arrested individuals, Abbas Abubakar, George Vino and Abdul Karim, were allegedly involved in a physical altercation which resulted in a temporary disturbance. The EC says although the incident did not happen inside the registration center, individuals must not engage in any form of chaos that will disrupt the registration exercise. Nana Boachi Adam has been monitoring the exercise and has filed this report.
The first 2 days of the limited voters registration exercise did witness some challenges, including internet and technical hitches affecting the registration process, leaving some first-time applicants stranded. But the Electoral Commission here in the Ashanti region says it is resorting to not just online registration, but offline registration to make sure the first-time applicants do get their voters' ID card on time. Benjamin Banobu is the Ashanti Regional EC boss.
There are certain things that are beyond the control of the Commission, and one of them is the internet stability. The first day we experienced initial instability with our internet connectivity. It came back and then we were able to work after 11 o'clock thereabout. Yesterday too we have a similar experience during the afternoon. And later on it came and then we continue to work. But to every plan, there should be a plan B. When the situation is such that we cannot control the internet connectivity issues, Commission issued a directive that we go offline. We'll be using offline until such time that the connectivity issue is restored, so that anyone who comes to register will have the opportunity to do so. It is not in our interest to see people queuing at our offices, waiting to be registered. Some people came day 1, they came day 2 again, and today they are there. So Commission in his wisdom and in his quest to ensure that all the people who are qualified when they come to us are covered, has indicated or issued a directive that we go offline to enable us to register all the qualified applicants who come to our registration centers.
On the second day of the registration exercise at the Tepa district, the Ghana Police Service did arrest some 3 persons alleged to have caused chaos at the district where the registration exercise was taking place. The Electoral Commission says the alleged chaos did not happen at its center, but it is cautioning persons against causing any form of disruption in the ongoing registration process.
Nobody should even dare to try to disrupt the process, because the security is there and the security will take up such people. And they will not even allow them to get closer to our centers, as you indicated in Tepa. They were not allowed to even get to the registration centers. I don't know the location where the disturbances took place, but it was not at our place. And the security are there. Every center you go, you will meet no less than 5 police officers. They are there to protect the people there and to protect their equipment. And nobody will be permitted to disrupt our programs.
But the Ashanti Regional EC boss Benjamin Banobio is cautioning political party agents against busing of first-time applicants to its centers. It says that although it has no official report on this particular incident, party agents should not resort to busing of first-time applicants to various registration centers.
We do not encourage political parties that are busing people. And I have not seen political parties doing that yet. But that is not the position of the commission for political parties to bus people. We do not encourage that, and we warn them. In fact, we told them during our meeting at the Rai Park and at Dai Park. And so the buses, you see, they are all commercial buses, and these are buses. Some of them come in groups, and then they board those buses and come to the centers. We have not observed or seen the political parties doing that, but when you see that, we take them on. If they are accusing us and they have evidence, then they should report them to the police because it's against the law. It's against the law.
From the Ashanti Regional Head Office of the Electoral Commission, my name is Anna Boachi Dankwa Yatom, Kumasi.
The opposition National Democratic Congress has accused the governing NPP of busing people from the eastern region to register at Medina as the limited voter registration exercise enters its third day. During a tour of some registration centers by the NDC's running mate, Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman, the party warned it will respond on its own terms if the trend continues. The following report has more.
The opposition National Democratic Congress is accusing the NPP's parliamentary candidate for Medina constituency of busing people from Achim-Wenchi in the eastern region to register at Medina in an effort to maximize the NPP's votes in the area. During a tour of the Ayawaso West, Wuogon and Medina constituencies by NDC running mate Nana Opoku-Agyeman, constituency secretary of the NDC, Abdul Razak Hussein warned the NPP to desist from such acts or face their wrath.
Medina, both NDC and NPP, we have coexisted peacefully. We have never had any altercation whenever it comes to this kind of exercises. But until just some few days back, we got an intel that the NPP's candidates is busing some individuals precisely from Achim-Wenchi. And all that we would like to send, the message that we would like to send across is, we plead with them. They should remain in their towns and get registered. However, if they decide to go against the laws and come to Medina, we are equally ready for them.
Nana Opoku-Agyeman, however, blamed the inadequate public education on elections by the Electoral Commission as a major reason for the alleged busing of people from different constituencies to register in another constituency. The former education minister claims most of the people allegedly bused to Medina do not see the importance of their votes because they have little education about it.
You see, but I also feel that there's something we are missing, and that is consistent public education. It does, or civic education. It shouldn't happen only because we are going to vote. You know, then they show us how to vote, which is important. But what I'm saying is that why does that happen? For example, to what end? How do you prevent it? How does a person even being buzzed understand that this is not something I should be doing? Who is there to tell that person that this is the process? There are so many things we need to understand. What is the role of the MP? Is the MP's role to make a road? You know, why do we vote? All these things must come into the discourse so that we as the participants will understand our roles and understand them very well.
The Electoral Commission, through a press release, acknowledged the challenges that characterized the first day of the limited voter registration exercise and promised a smooth process for the duration of the exercise.
Flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr Mahamudu Bawumia, says his administration will make the electric vehicle module part of the technical and vocational education and training curriculum if he gets opportunity to assemble the country's next administration. Addressing a gathering on Wednesday as part of his Bono regional campaign tour, the vice president touted the current administration's achievement in the TVET space, including making it free and increasing the student population from 60,000 to 159,000. He says his quest for the high office is to do more for TVET and the general good of the Ghanaian people.
We are in the process of putting together the first phase of 32 state-of-the-art TVET institutions. We have revamped 10 technical universities and 13 technical institutes. And so there's so much going on. And we've, in addition, brought in free TVET and increased the number of people in TVET education from 60,000 now to 159,000. So you are seeing, and TVET, and this is also one thing that we are doing, we are bringing in electric vehicles. I went to a company called Solar Taxi in Accra, where they are already assembling electric vehicles in Ghana. Solar Taxi. And they are training people because it's not a complicated system. As you can imagine, the battery is the key in the electric vehicles. They have engineers, and so thankfully it was very interesting. The majority of their engineers were women. The girls were the majority of the engineers at Solar Taxi. And so we want the electric vehicle module to now be included in the TVET curriculum, because we are now moving towards more electric vehicles so that they can then do the teaching there, and you can have apprenticeships at places like Solar Taxi and
The president of the Wer Traditional Council has implored politicians to ensure their campaign activities are conducted in a manner that will guard and maintain the peace and cohesion in the country. Togbega Akpo Ashiakpo advocated for an issue-based campaign devoid of divisiveness and stereotyping as the country gears towards the December 2024 general elections. He was speaking at an event where the inauguration of the Wer Traditional Council in the Ketu North municipality of the Volta region.
Campaign activities are gradually gathering momentum. Stakeholders, including traditional authorities, are calling for a peaceful election. They have advised the politicians to conduct their election activities peacefully to maintain the peace and democracy of Ghana. Current to join the League of Chiefs advocating for peaceful elections is the president of the Wer Traditional Council, Togbega Akpo Ashiakpo VI, who warned against divisive politicking.
As we prepare to go to the polls in December 2024, we wish to use this opportunity to appeal to all political actors to conduct themselves in such a way as to safeguard the unity and cohesion of the state of Ghana. Issue-based campaigns are the only messages the Wer Traditional Council will accommodate. A divisive politician will not be tolerated by the Wer Traditional Council.
He also expressed worry at the increasing number of chieftaincy disputes across the country, adding that it mars the trust for the chieftaincy institution.
Chiefs, political elites, youth groups, the media, and some local politicians have all influenced and manipulated chieftaincy conflict for their own agendas. The result, therefore, is that trust in both the state and traditional administration is declining. People who are not even closely related to chieftaincy contests or a royal family take an active interest in this conflict and become embroiled in the escalation of violence.
The Director of Human Resources at the Ministry of Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs delivered a speech on behalf of the minister in charge of the sector.
Whilst congratulating the Togbio, certainly there are a lot more work to be done, even as we strive collectively to resolve chieftaincy matters and expand our frontiers for development. This inauguration should be seen to integrate the people of this traditional area, especially our revered chiefs, to work hand in hand for endless development, but not to disintegrate you. We should be able to see progress and unity among you the next time we visit this Council.
The Wer Traditional Council is poised to leverage the current recognition to develop the traditional area. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News, Wer.
The Electoral Commission has released a statement on the NDC's request for serial numbers of BVRs displayed at the ongoing voter registration exercise. Kwekwa Sante of our legal desk joins me with more from that statement. Kwekwa Sante, what are the details of that statement?
Democratic Congress have been going in quite heavy on the Electoral Commission and their registration processes so far. In fact, in the last few hours, the National Democratic Congress have been demanding that the Electoral Commission releases all the serial numbers for the BVRs that have been deployed in the ongoing registration exercise. The Electoral Commission has a lengthy statement, 3-pager out, essentially saying that is not something they are going to do, because if they do that, that will compromise the integrity of their registration system, and they are not going to do that. Let me read copies of that. It says the EC wishes to address the NDC's request for serial numbers of biometric voter registration kits currently deployed in the field for the limited registration exercise. The Commission wishes to highlight that the integrity and security of our electoral processes are paramount. Each BVR kit, as a critical component of this process, is assigned a unique serial number. The generation of activation codes is essential for their functionality, as well as tracking their location and movement. Releasing these serial numbers to any external parties, including political entities, poses a substantial risk to the security and integrity of our registration process. That is why this has never been done since biometric voting system was introduced in Ghana. The specific risk as follows. So the Electoral Commission, not only are they saying they are not going to release this, they go on to list all the risks that they claim will actually affect their registration system should they release these kits. It includes the compromise of the BVR security kit system. They say that the serial numbers are integral to the security framework of the BVR kits. Disclosure of these numbers could potentially allow unauthorized access to these devices, thereby compromising the integrity of the voter registration system. They also said there will be targeted manipulation risk, that is, the knowledge of the serial numbers could enable targeted attacks on specific BVR kits located at certain parts of the country, thereby causing chaos, political conflict, and operational challenges. They also allege that there will be phishing and fraud should they put out this data, operational integrity. They conclude by saying that given the above potential risk that disclosing these serial numbers kits of this kit pose, it is pertinent for stakeholders to address their mind to Section 7, subsection 10, 1G of the Right Information Act, which provides that information is exempt from disclosure where the information contains matters which, if disclosed, can reasonably be expected to endanger a system, including computer and communication system for whose security is reasonably required. So they talk about that, and they list some of the systems that they put in place that they say secures the integrity of the registration system. They say there's the political party agent oversight. That political parties have agents at all these registration centers and are monitoring the process. They are the detailed reporting. The Electoral Commission is providing the start of day and end of day report detailing the number of persons registered at each registration center. They will also exhibit the provisional register, exhibit the final register, and then there are also the DRRC, that is the District Registration Review Committee. So ultimately, Aisha, the EC says it is unable to release this data to the NDC because it could compromise the system. And we expect that the NDC will also answer or respond to some of this in the next few minutes when they address the news conference in Accra.
Ante, with those details, we haven't seen the last of this. The NDC has scheduled a press conference coming up in the next few minutes. Definitely, we're hoping there'll be a response from the NDC. Now, we can now go for today's Voters' Voice from Tepa station here in Accra.
Fatwa, also about better so 50. Say, see, I do a mate. Mate, for me, I drive any. Only mate be a Juma, and I'm a master way on pay Juma. Oh, what this says, why I say, we are mate as I now come. No, you have a red driving no bad. No one was a sign, I am master fort. And what this says, you know, The master not to break food, and no cacao na sika. Ultimate to break, and cacao na sika. And tinu, nipa no kase. You bet so now by 50 no. And you know, says you 120, and no casasam pass over Obwa. Hey, Sasam where the BC da Wagana.
Minji Vice President Bawumia Minji Nindi, if he said, son on ne papa, President Akufo-Addo, omo share ye bona, omo wanye biana, Mindi ni muji de biabium, said, or sign catch them say, or ba, obey ya, or bet so, Minjindi, Minjinindi.
O my see I do say kwa to buy or election year. And before mu dey man you ko nanim nyina obi a kire na adwen say oba ministers obeti so em say John Dramani Mahama former president e so the nipa 60 na bebu o man no and the vice president also say as so ba the nipa 50 na bebu na e bisa say 50 na o kan 60 na o mo kan no o mo deputies ni kan ho ana say ministers no ko mo do ba ya adwuma no e ho asem no mo kan minim say o so ye mate no eji omuko enhyiamu ana omuko meetings a ontimi nkasa ena nen mom na obetimi a kire na adwen se ode nipa 15 bebu up to date no omuntimi ministers no so de be na kire se oba a obetimi de nipa 50 abu oman no
John Mama say oba bet John Mama see oba beti ministers no so minjintum ochina Bawumia say oba ni 50 no ombla na yenhwe se no no obeye no na me de John Mama de wabakọ nti me feeling mano me feeling mano
former president so the 60 minister 60 na bebo amano and the current vice president is the 50 their vice president or TCC no all cano me no many ne yaji because our ban cabinet no come omubu amano their cost be anywhere onim their cost was anka nne na ka so o se wakati so afisu a anka menen buy adwen because cabinet no kan nhihia amoya bia no kan loans na dia amojimira o kan maybe dia me hu say opasa o counter former president because former president we hwe nhihia a o dia gu akwan so o de ba no na current vice president your tisi opasa o counter o ye bibi me hu say obetena so a obetime bu o man no anya no kware
Amucho Ghana ministers montes for mu die sika dodo. We shalabai so mu makogu abrochire. Ministers so mu ye sister. Mbo mu sister ni na obi a expect say ne ma be kwa abrochire nto montes so ma from come na ma penfo mu nwe ye ho. Mu nwe ye ho ne ye kokromoti ya na de matena akonya no so. Mu nwe ye ho ne ye bre. Adan mu betena so abosha akese ensama akese na mbeka betena so ye na mu refi. Mu nya this minister refi ho te ye sha akonya na se de ye nim.
Me pa cha de o mu kan ye atro. The first one here, Akufo-Addo. On mo do di atocho bia. Medina chipa, ninte ka kumu wa fra omu. So oba so no. Wa some man no kra mama na kalechi mo. Onu oba no, obefa misa 126. Na 126 o. So u tell ka 1 million kra, mbato bosum ba ko yesen. U tell 1 million bosum yesen. Akufo-Addo, ba obe to be yahwe. Onu body e, obeka ho ma kire yen. Obe penti no atro to confirm who are any osa I are true.
Let's take a break on election brief. We'll be back with more.